friends, Geoff Fienberg back here with you for another edition of PGA Tour Picks for oddschecker.com/US. If you were with us earlier in the week, you would have already seen I posted 4 outright plays on the Oddschecker site with a video preview, much like this. 4 outright plays ranging from 30 to 1 to 95 to 1. We're going to drop in another one here today and something I've got to do on a personal level, and then we'll get to the props. So I'm pretty excited. Travelers Championship. Before we get right into it, you know the drill. Like this video, it really does support me. Hope you're already subscribing to this channel so the videos can drop right into your feed, and leave a comment. Tell me who you think is going to win the Travelers this week. Tell me who you think might be your favorite prop bet this week, or just tell me if you disagree with anything I've got to say. That wouldn't be a surprise either. Well, let's get right into it. As I mentioned, we already have 4 outright plays that we have made. Go find that video. It's right in this feed. 4 guys, 30 to 95 to 1. So let's add to it right now. I'm actually surprised I didn't put it in tomorrow's video or yesterday's video, but I don't know. Sometimes I just like to murmur over things or even save me a little content for tomorrow. But the number didn't move, and we probably got a better one than what I saw yesterday morning. Das Wonder Kid, Joachim Niemann. I really do love Niemann this week. 40 to 1 at Bet365. Using that odds checker grid, we're going to find the best number. It is as low as 30 to 1 in some spots, so we're pretty much taking a 25% uptick just because we're making sure we're catching that best number at oddschecker.com. Niemann, there are a lot of things we love. There are some concerns. So let me just break it down for you right here. He gained 3.2 strokes off the tee at Torrey Pines. He's incredible. He's really maturing off the tee. We have seen that, especially this year and over the last little bit. Granted, off the tee, not incredibly important to me this week. So let's get into where it does. 3.9 strokes gained with his approaches at the U.S. Open. It was his best approach week since the Sony Championship out in Hawaii. So it has been a while. It is great to see. It's great to know that Joachim might be coming into this one with some great forms, with some great form with that approach play. And I'm going to give you a negative number that I see as a positive. It's Joachim Niemann. We are betting on Das Wonder Kid, as I like to call him. Well, that's going to come with some ups and downs, especially around the green. Around the green is always a struggle for Niemann. It is where he can not only lose all chances of contention, but potentially miss the cut. But we have been trending in the right direction. After losing multiple strokes around the green in consecutive events, we finally got that down to -1 stroke around the green at the U.S. Open, which when you consider how tough some of those situations were greenside, for a guy like Niemann, I'm almost going to grade that on a bell curve to say that was a positive week around the greens. Here's the other part of it. Around the green play, yes, that's his weakness. I don't consider that nearly as much of a factor this week at the Travelers. Are you going to need to get a hot putter? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone who wins here, you're going to have to find a roll or just be sticking it all week, and Joachim is certainly capable of that. But if you're scrambling at the Travelers with how easy it is to hit these fairways and how we know approach play rules, and the guys that are going to win this week are going to be dominant approach play, they're not even going to be scrambling. So if I've got to rely on that Niemann scramble, then I've already lost. And that's just an outright pick that's going to be a loser. I'm betting Joachim Niemann. I'm betting on his ceiling. That means peppering fairways, peppering greens, and peppering it tight to the pin with that excellent Niemann approach play that we certainly know exists. So add Joachim Niemann to the card, 40 to 1. Now things get a little more, I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited for what I'm about to say, but I'm also a little bit nervous. If you've known me a long time, you've probably known what's coming. What is coming? If you've known me a short time, you probably know what is coming. I'm seeing some serious, in my opinion, disrespect on the odds board at this very moment, if some books have readjusted based on the actions they are and aren't taking by the gambling public. I sort of feel like an upset. How do I put this? let's cut the shenanigans. I'm out for blood. I'm out for blood. There will be blood this week. I am not just going to attempt to make myself whole. I am going to try to get all of it. We shouldn't even count this as a golf bet, but I am betting Tony Finau at 35-1 this week. 35-1. That's like 5 points higher than Streelman, 8 points higher than Harman. The disrespect is real. Phenomenal Pete Dye course player. Does he have the course history here? No. But he probably came off great U.S. Opens where he contended for 5 minutes and then went to the Travelers, and you probably would have thought of him the same way you think of some of those bigger boys this week. 35-1. Think about the numbers you were tempted to bet Finau at huge events with big fields, even in recent memory, be it the U.S. Open, be it Memorial. We're after Memorial. We really did see those irons starting to come around. The putting has been consistent for him, more consistent for him throughout the year. I'm already embarrassed. I've taken up so much time. If you've been part of me and part of the ride, you could just ignore everything I just said. You know exactly what you would be getting into. If you've never been part of Team Finau, there couldn't be a better time to jump on. If you're new here, if you just like to if you've never taken that ride, I couldn't think of a better time to jump on. An incredibly fair number at a course he really should succeed at that does suit from your DJs winning last year to your Chez's winning the year before. It can suit any type of player, and I got a bank on Finau at this number versus this field. I think he opened at 25-1, and it's now at 35. It's still sitting at some 25s, but 35 at Bet365. Yeah, I'm gonna bet this. I don't even know. Like, listen, we all do it safe. We all do it responsibly, right? If you don't that's incredibly important, but also in doing it safe and responsibly, there are times where we have to identify an opportunity. And maybe I'm biased in this regard when it comes to this player, but I do see an opportunity here this week. I haven't even heard anyone else mention his name. This is exactly the time it's going to happen. Okay, yeah. You could almost consider that last 2 minutes separate from everything else, but that is the reality for which I live. And I don't just say it. I'm going to have skin in the game on it. Okay, let's just calm down from that. We calm? Let's get to some props. Quickly, we'll get this out of the way. I have bet Abe Answer plus 150 for a top 20 this week. As you know, if you watched the previous video, we are one of the many betting Abe Answer for the win this week. It's funny. Like, I love Abe Answer to win this week, but I won't have him in a single DraftKings lineup. I think his outright number is fair and makes total sense. And I'm willing to go there for the ceiling, but I'm not willing to play him with the popularity in sort of the games. But we are going to bank on recouping our outright bet with that T20 plus 150. It's as low as plus 110. So we're using that odds checker grid to identify the best number there. Taylor Gooch plus 400 on that T20. That comes in as low as plus 250. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Gooch this week. I'll roster him pretty much everywhere in my DraftKings lineups. Last 36 rounds, he's 11th strokes gained approach. He's 19th in opportunities gained. He's doing a lot of things that I think that have had him simmering, and a lot of people have been paying attention and noticed it. But the week off a major, we're excited about so many other things. I think Gooch is simmering and in an absolute great spot this week. Cash that T20 plus 400. Aaron Wise plus 350 plus 2 top 20 plus 350. Almost bet Wise on the outright card this week. I sort of gave that money to, you could call it Fowler, you could call it Griot at 95-1, but that's something you could see in yesterday's video with my outright picks. I really do like Aaron Wise. He's been simmering in a way even more pronounced than Taylor Gooch in many regards. So yeah, I definitely thought about betting Aaron Wise to win this thing on the outright. He's had a lot of quality performances. Tracks just like this really do seem to suit him. He's gotten a bit battle tested this year, which you absolutely love to have seen, unless you were on him in those events, I guess. But yeah, TY, Aaron Wise, plus 350 T20. Last bet of the day, Austin Eckroat. We're playing that that T20 at plus 800. He's coming in as low as plus 650. So we're using that odds checker grid and we're identifying that best number. 7th and 13th in his first two Ferry starts. 12th at the Mayakoba. The kid is the real deal. There are a lot of kids in an event like this getting exemptions and getting a lot of attention from Pack to Thompson. But for me, this week, it's absolutely Austin Eckroat. Love every time I get a glimpse of this guy on the television. And hopefully we'll get a few on the weekend as he is charging towards a top 20 cash. For us, we're going to be seeing a lot of Austin in the couple years. So if you don't know him, you're going to be a fun chance to get your first look. He is not going to be going anywhere. He's going to be a staple, maybe even on my betting cards, because I'm already a huge fan. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Let's hope we cash something. Again, we've added that Neiman outright, and you do. If you're to the wall with me, let's go. Finau 35. If you're new to golf betting, you've never bet on this guy before, I don't see how you could avoid that opportunity. If you've been through the ringer a lot, you know exactly what you're getting into. Like if I told you to bet the Chargers, you would know exactly what you were getting into when they lost the game by 2 points after shanking a 28-yard field goal, if they even got it off and didn't fumble the snap. So sort of like that. Like if you know, then you know what you're getting into. If you don't, I think it's actually a blind perfect opportunity. I will be there. I will be there. My skin will be in this game, as it is every single week here for oddschecker.com/US. I'm Geoff Fienberg. Like, sub, comment, all that fun stuff to support me and OC. We'll see you next week. Let's catch